Welcome everybody to Extreme Power No Handling, and today we're dealing with a 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk. Now this has 1047 horsepower, 895 pounds-feet of torque, and the car itself weighs 5,366 pounds. New 0 to 16, 3.051 seconds, 0 to 106.284 seconds, going on to a top speed of 216 miles an hour. So yeah, obviously this isn't all that much more power than it had originally. It's only 340 more horsepower, but obviously this car, being an SUV, was really rather on the limits of what power it was able to deal with. So yeah, with no extra handling upgrades, it's probably going to struggle a little bit, but SUVs generally have done okay on this series, though they have been sort of outclassed by other all-wheel drive vehicles. So yeah, I'm hoping that this will do well, because I do really rather like the car. And yeah, you know, being an SUV, it would be a bit of a disappointment, especially a brand new SUV. It'd be a bit of a disappointment if it didn't do as well as I would hope. I'd certainly expect it to be quicker than the late 2000s Audi and Volkswagen, and it certainly should be quicker than the likes of the Lamborghini LM 002. So yeah, keep our fingers crossed, and maybe this will do pretty well. So let's get out there and see what it can do. So yeah, I do have to apologise again that the quality of this video isn't as high as usual. Just don't trust my old PC to be able to handle 1080p and 60 frames per second, and that's another reason why playthrough videos have been a bit delayed lately. Just don't trust the computer to be able to handle recording for 20 minutes to an hour at a time. So yeah, they're just gonna have to be on hold for now. So yeah, no Dirt Rally, no Rally Noir, no Forza 7 career playthroughs, or Wolfenstein DLC at the moment. Hopefully we can get back all of that on track soon. For now, let's see what this Jeep can do. It's handling the power okay so far, but we've not really pushed it. Certainly pretty quick. Hopefully it can use that extra power though, because otherwise we're just going to be dealing with pretty much what it had originally, but maybe with a little bit of extra weight. Because obviously we put intercoolers and the oil filters and whatever else on, and they do add weight, even though several of the other parts do lighten the load a little bit. Yeah, it's obviously not just got the power to deal with, it's obviously got the rain and the puddles, which it seems to be coping with so far. Well, it was. But nonetheless, that is a pretty quick first lap time, 1 minute 30.846. So yeah, there's no doubt that this is going to be able to beat the likes of the Audi and the Volkswagen Touareg. This has more power than both of those vehicles, though not as much torque, because obviously they were diesel engines that were quite large. V10 for the Volkswagen, V12 for the Audi. Obviously our turbochargers. This is supercharged, but nonetheless it's still really rather powerful. See, obviously this car's more, you know, suited to the track. That's what it's got in its name after all, than the standard SRT. It's also on this game. The understeer that is plaguing this car at the moment. Much better through that last corner though, and as a result 1 minute 27.515 is our second lap time. generally American SUVs are worse in terms of handling than European rivals. So imagine if we took the Porsche Cayenne out, for instance, which was also in the same car park as this, as well as the two previous vehicles that we've used in this series, it probably would be quicker. I expect it would be. It's a lighter car than this. And being from Porsche, they obviously do take handling quite seriously, even if it is a big SUV. So it will be interesting to see what that car can do in comparison to this. Especially if the Porsche does not have as much power. Again, we improved though at 1 minute 25.672, so we are not far off the leader, the Subaru Legacy B4. Couple more laps to try and beat that car. And obviously that Subaru was lighter and did have better handling. Not sure if it had more power, but it certainly was a quick car. I think if anything's going to hinder this, it is the handling and the weight in general. Because obviously we're going pretty damn quick, but obviously we've got less traction on the ground from the rain, and obviously the more weight you have, the faster that you go, the more momentum that you have, and the harder it is to slow down. Which is why I'm surprised that stats wise on this game, this car braking wise is apparently no better than the SRT, so that's a bit worrying. And there you go, we didn't improve that time around, so we've got this final lap to try and do so. Pretty much messed up that entrance into the corner there. Oh dear. Well, yeah, this car I think hit its limit in terms of what it can do, but 1 minute 25.672 seconds is not bad at all. It's actually 4th fastest, only behind the Fiat 124 Spider, the Bentley Continental Supersports and the Subaru Legacy B4. It beats the Toyota Land Cruiser, the Mercedes-Benz ML 63 AMG, the Nissan Safari Turbo and the Jeep Trailcat. So it's beating one of its own cars from its own brand, as well and truly beating the Germans from the late 2000s. So yeah, fairly impressed by that, especially considering you know, like I said at the beginning, this car was pretty much on the limit of what it can handle in terms of power and speed and cornering ability with, you know, 7 horsepower. So an additional 340 horsepower on top of that means that it was no surprise that it was struggling in areas to, you know, keep itself in a you know, orderly fashion. So yeah, no surprise that it wasn't top, but I mean, I'm still impressed by how quick it actually was and how you know, well sorted in general it was. It did obviously have its problems, but in general, it was okay to drive and it could have been a lot worse. So yeah, we are going to try out the Porsche Cayenne in the next episode. That was also from this car pack that this car was in. Obviously that car is a better handling car in stock and better braking car stock, but all depends on whether or not it can handle the extra power and how much extra power it actually has to go in it. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the comparisons between these two, because obviously they are from the same year, and obviously are both all-wheel drive SUVs that have quite a fair bit of power even stock. So yeah, it's going to be a nice comparison to have a look at, and hopefully that Porsche can improve the German SUV standards that have been set by prior cars. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.